now.
A monster demonstration as thousands of students, parents, and teachers all joined forces demanding gun reform. The March for Our Lives took place all over North Texas, and students shared stories of growing up with school shootings.
I've done drills so many times that they become an expected part of getting an education. Cowering against the wall in the dark as school administration bang on the door and yell to simulate the real experience has become so regular, I'm surprised it's not included in the course description.
A lot of emotional stories like that one shared today across our area. Sebastian Robertson is live in downtown Dallas, where more than 4,000 people marched through part of downtown today. Sebastian?
Yeah, we got that number late this afternoon. Well over 4,000 people marching in the streets of downtown Dallas. They marched just 0.7 miles, but today really wasn't about the marching itself. Instead, it was about the message that they were trying to send, and it was widespread about it wanting common sense gun control. That's the word that we kept hearing again and again from people taking part in the protest, as well as people from the podium. The rally started just after 1. A wide range of age groups were represented, all sharing the common mission of wanting additional gun reform. All part of simultaneous nationwide rallies called the March for Our Lives. Now, we know that this particular rally, well, it was formed by a group of high school students, and that young people played a huge role in the turnout.
You want to try to change something, you can't just sit back and do nothing. So this is just one of the ways in the peaceful protest that we can change things.
Because I think people are really starting to understand that nothing is happening and that we really need to start doing something ourselves and getting out there and affecting change in any way we can.
And to put it in perspective, that was a 6th grader and a high school senior speaking out, wanting to get their voices heard at this rally. After the march, we heard from several students, and we learned something new. Students saying that they plan to protest the NRA convention, which is planned for Dallas this spring. We also know that another student walkout is scheduled for April 20th. Now, students wanting to make it clear that this event was hand in hand with a voter registration drive, as they hope that all this energy turns into young people going out to vote when they're old enough. In Dallas, Sebastian Robertson, Channel 8 News.
This is what democracy looks like. This was the scene in downtown Fort Worth today. More than 7,000 people took to the streets there chanting, "This is what democracy looks like," and
The tragic wake of brutally cut short in Florida, politicians are telling us that now is not the time to talk about guns. March for Our Lives believes that the time is now.
wrapping up there within the past hour, people in Denton demonstrating on the steps of the county courthouse for the March for Our Lives. An 11-year-old told marchers there about how he found out about the Florida shooting.
I heard about the high school in Florida and what happened to them at my school the next day. Lots of kids were talking about it. It made me feel really sad for all the kids and their families. The next day when I woke up, I asked my mom if anyone had fixed the problem with school shootings yet, and she told me no. She said that the grown-ups were still fighting about it, and that it would be probably up to be my brothers and the other kids who would have to fix the problem.
A smaller gathering in McKinney today. People there marched from the Collin County Courthouse chanting, "End gun violence, no more silence." They also carried signs saying, "Books, not guns," and "We are worth more than guns." Not everyone in our area, though, came out to support the March for Our Lives. This man here was in Fort Worth, shielded by police when he countered the marchers, chanting, "It's not the guns, it's the sinners." These protests stretched from coast to coast today. More than 500,000 people marched in Washington, D.C., and that included some students from North Texas.
It was probably the most powerful moment of my life. There were people of all generations there. I saw people who were like 90. I saw people who were 10, who were 18, who were 30. Everyone of all races, all genders were there.
Katie Silverman is a senior at South Lake Carroll High School. She and a group of family and friends traveled to D.C. because of her connection to Parkland, Florida. Silverman lived there for several years before moving to Texas, and she knew 2 of the victims. She said she wanted to support the community she used to call home. There were also rallies across Texas. In Houston, marchers locked arms, fighting for gun changes. And the mayor of Austin tweeted out that 20,000 people marched there, chanting "Kids, not guns," in front of City Hall. These marches were organized after last month's attack in Parkland. Since January, there have been 17 school shootings total. Tonight, reporter Chris Vanderveen digs through the history of violence in the classroom.